welcome to the face reveal. Ta-da! And by face reveal, I mean the face that's underneath the massive beard that usually hides it. Today, we're gonna be playing a little bit of Bastion because I intend to maybe speedrun it. So we're gonna play through it. Then if there's time, we'll play through it again and try to map it out a little bit. See what we can do. As far as I know, it's on average a 15-16 minute run. Live on YouTube, everybody. Come join in, say hi. Live on YouTube, everybody. Come on in, say hi. I was actually sitting watching Rostein, however you pronounce it, play slots on Twitch. My most recent addiction, watching people bet absurd amount of money on slots. It's hella fun. Hey, Warner Brother Games. Supergiant Games. Bastion. Normal mode.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't
Let's actually just
simple with this
have
one.
the timer so we'll know how much it
Now
is.
here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the room. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant, in the calamity.
It's a mighty interesting game.
No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of him, though.
Just going around there destroying shit. Whatever.
An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
Sometimes you just need a drink.
A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the mines.
Enter the saloon.
He sets foot inside one of Salandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Rondi always wanted his ashes scattered here. Then Kid finds his trusty shield.
Well, he does he?
The security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery.
You are no
Gas
match for
fellas.
me.
Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
It's a bit of a drop.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broken. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back.
Boom.
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. He's a mighty fast learner.
Oops. So you can actually drop down. Okay.
Bad time to run out of black tonic.
Yeah, no shit.
He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man. The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
I kind of want you.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. Ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. Takes a chunk of alloy. smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Kid, don't
What the
go
hell?
down
I
that
press
easy.
heal.
Kid puts him out of his misery. Robs a scumbag of his last meal. He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. Places start to fall. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running. At last, the skyway's in sight. Whisks him where he needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
To the unknown.
Kid ponders what to build. Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply. Hearty punch is so zesty, it'll let you carry on through the worst of times.
To the
Kid
unknown.
don't know what's out there waiting for him.
Oops.
The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands. The breakers used to come here for target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets in the fewest shots. He's focused. He's armed. And he's off. Perfect shot just happens in a flash.
Okay, I get it.
Kid ain't done bad at all.
Because this is a side
He
game.
returns with some of the materials we need.
But it's a fun side game. So I'm just gonna spend some time doing that. So I'll just subtract the time I spend here. I've spent what, 3 minutes in there already? So since 10 minutes
Kid ain't had
and
enough
until I
of the
get to
breaker's
the main goal. I don't get why these arrows don't hit. These arrows should be hitting. What did I use on the first one? 18? Thereabouts? Oh my god. What's the point if you have the line if you're not gonna hit where the line is? Okay, screw it. We'll just go back to the main story. We'll get back to play around with the bow and arrow later. Core detected.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. There it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole.
Okay, dokie. If you insist.
heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Inside the forge, Kid can fine-tune those instruments of his. Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting. The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back. Hard place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. He heads for the biggest dump in town. Scumbag alley. Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash. And there he is. The oldest scumbag of them all. Gershel. Shame old Gershel can't float like when he was a young fella.
Shame indeed. I'm wasting too much time on fighting. Something clearly changed, but what?
Keeps telling himself he better watch his step.
I love the art though. The art is so amazing. Alright, minus 6 minutes. So we spent about
He comes back,
seven,
just like I
6.5
knew he would.
minutes, 7 minutes.
The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it.
But we can do better.
Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to. Ain't much Kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand.
Such an epic narrator.
Picked up traces of other cores while the Kid was out.
Area cleared, core detected. Let's go to you.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure though. But then, somebody gets to the core before the Kid. The floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors anymore. Security's all fired up. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the Kid along. Air travel always was an iffy proposition. But Calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is, who
Yes.
else could have taken the core?
Okay.
Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. He gets the wind knocked right out of him. Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. Find time to find them. He's wise to toss those things plenty far away. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when quick. In all this toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity? So he didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds.
Oop.
Blasted things hurt like a broken heart.
Ow.
If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down. Core's stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous.
Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous.
He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong indeed?
Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the Kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while.
Honey, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, honey?
Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard it pop that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30, hard to tell. real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland. Tax-free. It's a troublesome scene, to be sure. Moments left and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7, give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge. I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started.
New world's just getting started.
A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here.
Find a new weapon to use this.
Can't be too careful these days.
Remind yourself to watch your step.
Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Zealandia. It was good living here for a while.
Playground, home base, core detected. It's right 25, roughly.
The dead welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife. It was someone like him. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. Ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nor did the bird boy didn't make it. The Jawsons, they didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? The core survives as well. Kid does what he has to do. And then, what do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this: we have to go. Please. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other for the first time. For Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east.
Right.
Kid ain't finished here yet. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
The chorus, they remember. Do you remember the time that you realized Father Christmas was just a lie? Could it be true that
Bastion ain't gonna build itself. Well, not entirely.
Alright, we're back again. I'm not entirely sure how long I was gone.
Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought. Ain't always much to say. Well, look what we have here. The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. Words can't express what happened, but they're all I got.
Words can't express what happened, but I all I got.
We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city.
Core detected.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too.
Okay, have it your way.
Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't never seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Pith put a scare in him. Kid ain't about to sacrifice himself for the likes of Pith. Kid ain't found the
might
core,
be.
but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine.
Might be
Pith orchard.
faster.
The place is a dead end in more
God
ways
damn.
than one.
Might be faster to, I don't know, die a couple places.
Kid passes Pith's trial, and he's richer for it. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god.
Getting no god. Might not be a core here, but there was supposed to be a core. I don't know, man. I don't know. that obviously did not work. No. No. I don't know. There just might not be a car here. I feel like I've been everywhere. Explored every possible direction.
Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. Zolf's the talkative sort. At least he used to be.
At least he used to be. Into the unknown.
There's only one way to Cinderbrick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. But windbags, young and old, keep fighting for the fort. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. The calamity drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort. Business underground like in the old days.
Honey, are you okay? Are you
Windbags
okay?
can't
Are
use
you
marshal
okay, honey?
supplies, but the kids sure can. As for the windbags, Cinderbrick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by.
But the fort ain't theirs by right. Can't blame them for wanting it though.
I waste so much time on fighting when I don't actually have to fight.
Times like this, kids glad he packed trip mines. Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. Kid ain't afraid to get burned. The windbags put the kid on notice.
Just too slow.
They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Blasting everything in sight with that newfangled musket. When they bring out Clueless and Clanton and all their scumbag uncles. takes down Glutus. Maybe it was Blandon. The other big fella soon joins his brother, wherever they are now. The windbags finally get the message.
About damn time you got the message.
Kid used to dream of getting a Marshals badge, but not like this. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinder
Not like this.
Kid shows up just as Zolf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zolf was his smoking pipe. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. The Marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity. Zolf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. The lost and found. Here, Kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again. All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new. Poor Kid collapses after just one drag.
That's some good shit, yo.
The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history.
Yeah.
The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started.
Knock me out.
Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. What was I saying? Anyway. Having his mama's hair to the kid.
Fastest blade in the West.
But he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Celandia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Wait, where was I?
I get so bugged up in this extra stuff. I just want to complete the main game.
He was born in the Tazil terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since.
Home base, proving ground. Proving ground, core detected. Oh yeah, oh
The
yeah.
Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Weeping Nellie. She sent some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice what she's sailing. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbreak. Try to cut her off. They try to slow her down.
Why would
They
you
try to
cover
knock her out.
outside the boat?
It almost falls again.
Stop recovering outside of the boat.
Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. She picked a good spot for a break, 'cause the core's right there.
Into the unknown.
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. They've been watching his every move. They had their own eyes on the core, but why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. He finds Weeping Nellie raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the water's getting rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them pickers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on covering the starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. Windbags getting even better out here. They aim to smash weeping belly splinters. Get boards one of them skiffs like some kind of signal to be privates here. They don't know the kid's just trying to help. Or maybe they don't care. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nellie. She's just gotta make one last stop. With her last breath, Nellie gets the kid in solid ground. Solid ground in Pecker country. Seems Calamity ain't hurt the Peckers' appetites. They want that coal real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoes him off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times kid nearly fell off the barge back there? About 6 times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again?
Yeah, how does it go again?
Yeah, that's the one.
Nice music. Really nice music, actually. I love that voice. I could really love that voice.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes. They'll be here before too long.
Now I kind of regret not buying the soundtrack.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. We tracked the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
To the wilds. To the wilds.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
Dueling.
It's better than having to sling a pistol in a fight. Having two. Savage things lurking at every turn. Good thing pin cushions can't see where they're shooting. Pekka's got the core, like they're building the Bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon.
What's going on here?
The wilds drag him down. They shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survive the Calamity. Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot. turn your back on the pincushion. Kid's roused up half the wild by now. Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. He's anxious to get back. Hit him anywhere but the hindquarters and you only make him mad. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health. The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back. After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards.
Probably gonna take some time
First
to learn
stop,
this speedrun.
Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog.
So we're an hour, 10 minutes into, an hour into the game of actual
Well, I let him
gameplay.
go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better.
Oops.
They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine.
Oops.
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who I'm Zolf of Igura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peggers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. Now the Bastion can send them even farther into the wild. Kid sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. He's a petty thief. Succeeds where the calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondi the bartender? Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Piff, the bull. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. What's left undone.
What the hell?
Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Blue flickers stick their nasty thorns into his heels. Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing like a scumbag sprung a leak. About to be playing food just yet. They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind. Well, a kid prunes it down to size somehow. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Want to stay alive in the wilds?
Alright, that's it for today. Be back tomorrow on Twitch. We'll start maybe for Resident Evil 8 tomorrow. If we don't start Resident Evil 8 tomorrow, we'll